Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the Iron Team series and the Daily Influence. And today we are going to talk about individual stress management. All the last few episodes we've talked about communication issues, ghosting, different types of communication, how to manage or organize our communication, how to go about implementing or managing change, of calling it improvement and redefining change for what it is, which is improvement, and how to manage distractions and disruptions in our life. And all of the things that we've been talking about oftentimes accompany in some way or come after or are part of stress. And each of us has different stress issues, just different stress triggers, because our areas of influence, which includes our areas of responsibility, vary. A person who is answering phones for a company has a different type of tactically, independently, internally stress than maybe the executive that they transfer calls to. Neither of their stress is more important, is bigger or smaller, because contextually, how would I understand the stress of somebody who answers the phone all the time and could have 4, 5, 6 phone calls ongoing, all different people, and in our organization could be all different companies. Having to organize those interactions, make sure they get to the right people, make sure that they are communicated with clearly, each of them within the context of whoever's calling area of influence and issue. I, as one of the people who gets calls sent to, would never understand what that's like. And quite frankly, I wouldn't do very good at it. I am not wired well to deal with that type of stress. And that's part of stress management, is understanding what it is you're good and not good at dealing with. Looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself is the first step in managing stress. What is it that is bringing stress into your life? Is it the distractions? Is it the type of communication? Is it too much communication? Is it, in your mind, too much work, too much responsibility? Do you not like that responsibility, or are you causing that responsibility to fall on your head yourself? Is it people aren't performing to some expectation that you have? Do they even know that expectation? What part of the stress in your life are you contributing to? What common denominators in that stress are there? Well, one of them is you. If you have stress in your life, there is one constant common denominator in stress in your life, and that is you. So it means that you should probably look at yourself first and ask yourself, look in the mirror and define, what is it that I do that contributes to my own stress? Maybe it's a lack of organization. Maybe it's contributed by the ADHD issues you have, the distractions in your life because you don't manage them well. Whatever it is, it's there and it's part of you. Now, yes, you can outsource a lot of things that can help reduce stress. Hiring somebody to answer the phone is one of them. Getting an assistant is another. Hiring somebody to file your paperwork so that it's organized might be another. But you can't always hire things away. At some point in our areas of influence, the buck stops with us. And if there's still stress in our life after the buck has stopped, the common denominator is ourselves. And we have to define what it is that we are doing that's contributing to that. And then we have to ask ourselves, can we overcome it? And if we can't, the next question is there someone, something, somehow for me to learn, improve, overcome that common denominator that's causing the stress? How do I shed disorganization? How do I communicate better? How do I slow down? How do I reduce distractions? How do I gain focus? Once we've defined what's causing the stress, we can start looking at the solutions. We can start thinking about how to improve. We can start asking ourselves and those around us questions. And it takes a little bit of humbleness. It takes a little bit of introspection. It takes a little bit of guts to share with people in your area of influence that you might have an area that needs improvement, that you are the common denominator in some of the stress that may be influencing you to behave poorly, to react poorly, to lead poorly. And identifying that with people in your area of influence isn't a weakness. It's a superpower. People appreciate when people in their hierarchy, in their areas of influence, are honest about things that they can improve in, and they will jump on board and help you. Yes, there's exception. There's always exceptions to the rule. If you are in an organization where there are many of you vying for maybe a promotion or for a bonus or something else, and somebody sees a weakness, there are people who will take advantage of that. When you're in those areas of influence, you need to understand what those influences are and take them into account as you work through the improvement process. There is always a resolution to the stress in our lives. That resolution starts with identifying the common denominator, self, the part that you play in that stress, and isolating whatever it is that's contributing and working towards resolution to that and improving it. An improvement can be drastic or it could take a very long time, but you can't move past it until you identify it and commit to it. And slowing down and being smart about it, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, is the first step. So get smart about your stress. Think about what that common denominator is, you, what you're contributing to it, and how you can improve to get past it and move you to the next phase and the next and the next, and watch the stress start to ease away. Watch it start to change or improve. And as you come up with new areas of stress, when your areas of influence grow, rinse and repeat, do it again. Again, remember our third book, Responsible Influence, Build the Iron Team, will be out in about 60 days. Look for your opportunities to get a pre-order of that. And if you haven't yet, go to Amazon and check out Individual Influence, Find the Iron Team, Positive Influence, Be the Iron Team, and leave us reviews and review this podcast if you would. Help us to grow the daily influence and to be a positive influence in your life. Have a good one.